Chrisley Knows best fans were devastated to learn Emmy Metters and Chase Chrisley split up. The question is, why? Why did this beautiful couple break up? Chrisley Knows best fans were convinced Emmy Metters was marriage material for Chase. They noted she looked like a younger version of his mother. And they fantasized about the beautiful children the couple would have together. Some fans, however, suspected Emmy Metters was far more mature than Todd Chrisley's son. Likewise, it seemed as if Emmy Metters is ready for marriage, and Chase's parents are pretty adamant that they do not want him to get married yet. So, why did this beautiful couple break up? Keep reading, and we will share what we know. As we previously reported, things have been a little confusing for those watching this season of Chrisley Knows Best and Growing Up Chrisley. Emmy Metters was a part of both shows, but there is a pretty big time gap between reality and when the episodes were filmed. Unfortunately, sometime during that gap, Emmy and Chase split up. Chase Chrisley cleared the air during an interview that he and Emmy Metters were no longer together. While confirming he was single, Chase Chrisley opened up about why he and Emmy Metters split up. Turns out, their reason for breaking up wasn't that different from Meg Curdell's and Savannah Chrisley, who have since got back together. Chase and Emmy were at two different places in their lives with what they wanted. Chase explained that the couple decided it would be healthier if they were not a couple. I think that it just came down to we kind of looked at like what we wanted in life. And right now, it's not matching up. Despite not being together anymore, Chase and Emmy seem to be on friendly terms. Some of the Chrisley family even still follow Emmy on Instagram, as those who followed Nick and Savannah's breakup. One of the first signs involved the entire Chrisley family unfollowing him. Unfortunately, there have not been any recent updates on Emmy and Chase. In fact, fans have known they were broken up for a little while now. But watching new episodes and seeing the couple together on TV has some confused and others hopeful they will still work out. Why do you think Chase Chrisley and Emmy Metters really broke up? Share your thoughts with us in the comments, and keep coming back for the latest on the Chrisley family. Their romance first graced public view in early 2020, and off and on connections slowly blooming amid a global pandemic. The pair faced an early breakup in mid-2021, brief yet heartfelt, sparked by mismatched aspirations at that moment. Chase acknowledged they were in two different places in life, concluding that parting ways was the healthier choice. To showsace.com, their separation wasn't permanent. They reunited, found renewed harmony, and rekindled hope. Support from Chase's family, even amid some tension, helped reinforce their bond during a trying period. Why? A grand gesture and promise of 4B October 2022. With renewed love and optimism, Chase orchestrated a dramatic proposal at Nashville's baseball park. Rose petals, stadium lights, and that iconic engagement moment suggested a future paved with promise. Neither had nailed down a wedding date, but they were content living in the moment. Chase talked of wanting a large family someday, echoing his upbringing. People.com, III. External storms gather as their engagement unfolded. The Chrisley family faced serious turmoil. Chase's parents received prison sentences for tax evasion and fraud, sending shockwaves through their inner circle. These legal crises cast long shadows over the family's finances, daily life, and emotional stability. AOL.com. The ripple effect placed added stress on the couple, magnifying existing issues. Amid this upheaval, Emmy, an entrepreneur with her own successful tanning spa business, likely began to struggle balancing her ambitions with Chase's increasingly complicated world. IV. Underlying tensions emerged leading up to mid-2023. Whispers of tension surfaced. Family podcasts revealed crowded conversations. Chase admitted they both had issues to confront. Emmy reportedly exited when Chase was immersed in his own challenges. Savannah, his sister, suggested the timing felt misaligned with their readiness for marriage. Online, AOL.com. Media coverage hinted at a deeper lack of respect bubbling beneath the surface. Reality T, Reddit speculation added fuel to the fire. Commentators argued Emmy might have realized Chase's life was too emotionally volatile and insufficiently stable for the future she envisioned. Reddit. Many pointed to the prison saga as a breaking point. Its emotional and logistical toll could have been too much to bear. The split? 9 months later in July 2023, neither person spoke directly, but the absence spoke volumes. They quietly unfollowed each other on social media and wiped away traces of shared moments. Chase confirmed the split with a public statement, decision to part ways and move on separately, asking for compassion and privacy. Online, people.com. The terse wording belied deeper fractures. In interviews, Chase reflected that their breakup was part of God's plan. He heard conversations, unseen, and chose to move Emmy out of his life. The blast. He expressed gratefulness, but also hinted at disdain over disrespect and dirty dynamics within their relationship. Savannah confirmed that things went down behind the scenes that neither publicized, contributing to a definitive end that some called not a chance in hell for reconciliation. Online, HVI. Crashing plates, faith, family, and fallout. At the core of Chase's reflections was faith. Describing the split as part of a divine plan, he stated that God had intervened by moving her on her way. The blast. Spirituality played a prominent role, not just in closure, but in how he processed the upheaval. Yet for Emmy, who remained silent publicly in that immediate aftermath, the split must have carried its own spiritual undertones. She later posted hints of gratitude toward the small joys in life, suggesting a conscious choice to reset, regroup, and refrain from heartbreak. Aftermath. Moving forward in different directions post-split, both individuals charted new paths. Chase dove back into dating, publicly acknowledging he had already gone on dates again and was ready for life beyond the relationship. The blast. Emmy stayed out of the spotlight initially but resurfaced months later, appearing in photos with rugby player Christian Dyer on New Year's Day 2025. It signaled her moving forward emotionally and romantically after a year of separation. People.com. Chase also moved on, revealing a relationship with someone named Jody Lane Fornerat by late 2023. People.com. Their quick transitions underscored just how final their split had been. Decoding the true reasons. Assembling all these puzzle pieces gives a clearer picture of why the split happened. Misaligned life goals. From their 2021 breakup, their futures seemed out of sync again by mid-2023. Family legal turmoil. Parents' prison sentences disrupted their shared plans and drained emotional resources. Underlying conflict and disrespect. Both admitted mistakes and hurt, with talk of disrespect permeating their final months. Reddit, personal priorities. Emmy, a driven entrepreneur, wasn't ready to drop her ambitions for a future burdened by turmoil. Spiritual framing. Chase viewed the split as divine intervention, shaping how he processed and communicated the breakup. Cultural contrasts. Pressure cooker. Romancy. Few undercurrents also merit consideration. Quick public progress. From Instagram displays of affection to stadium proposals within 2 years, may have amplified pressure. Reality TV fame exacerbated scrutiny, as a public persona and public relationship left no room for private healing. Podcast diplomacy, with voices like Savannah's, and family atmosphere made the relationship feel crowded and sometimes contested. Money and influence imbalance tipped toward two worldviews. Emmy's entrepreneurial drive versus Chase's struggle for independence in the wake of his family's legal issues. Epilogüeso. Why did they split? The answer lies in convergence of the extraordinary with the everyday. Faith, fame, law, love, and both individual and shared baggage. Emmy is now building her own life, romantically and professionally, while Chase doubles down on his identity separate from hers, rebuilding through dating, faith, and independence. Their paths diverged less in drama and more in context. Their lives simply evolved differently. Relationships don't just end, they splinter where ambitions, circumstances, and emotional readiness don't mesh. Emmy and Chase, once starry-eyed on a baseball field with rings and rose petals, drifted apart because the foundation beneath them shifted in ways neither could navigate together. In retrospect, their story reads like a modern parable. Vibrant love challenged by ambition, legacy, faith, and upheaval. It's a reminder of how life doesn't pause for proposals, even in a stadium, but insists on change. Sometimes closure comes wrapped in faith, sometimes it arrives late, with a new love in the new year. But always, it's shaped by choices, pressures, unmet expectations, and divine perspectives, or moments where faith fills cracks that words can't. And with that, why did they split? Becomes less of a scandal and more of an intimate life lesson. Even the brightest love can break.